Can McCaffrey do it again? I'm Jonathan Coachman. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, dual threat Christian McCaffrey. Fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville.
Now, he wasn't playing that last game right here on earth, was he? I mean, there's just no way. I mean, that performance, that number of times getting the ball into the end zone, throwing it.
No interceptions,
No interceptions, took care of it. Yeah, he was a little otherworldly in his last performance.
16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Jackson to throw again. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, no the quarterback.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jackson's got his tight end Hurst. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
The partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Chris Jones in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. To throw is Jackson. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hayden Hurst, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll bring it up here to right at the... ...40-yard line. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. Miles Sanders first carry of the game. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Quick throw here to Hilton. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On first down, it's Hunt. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Brissett down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This is 3rd and goal. Brissett. And that is incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. Jackson now over 200 yards already in this 1st half. It's 1st and 10. To throw again is Jackson. He's going to take it, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Let's go.
Play fake. Brissett. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offense.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big play there for Indy. And even 40 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Brissett sets to throw it, and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll run with Sanders. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing, Brissett. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. We know that Gano has that big leg. He had the longest made field goal in the NFL last year, 63 yards to beat the Giants in Week 4. That was the longest game winner in NFL history, and he converts from long here again. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Let's go.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Here's Jackson to throw. And he will find Hurst in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. Hayden Hurst with his second touchdown here in this first half, as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Give the Colts 13. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw, Brissett. He finds Taylor, complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And that's complete to Sanders. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He only has a single solo carry, 1. Numero uno. Second quarter, they need to get in the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only 1 carry, that takes me back to college in the classroom.
It's caught inside the 25. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Brown, the lone receiver, left. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, Jackson, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, as the first half is winding down, as the Ravens push further out in front.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely 1 play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
He's going to float this over the middle deep, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for him on that play, didn't it?
He's got him in, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big gain of 39 on 3rd. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. To the right side and complete to Hurst. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, Jackson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And able to work his way down to the 16. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Check, 59. Strip the ball.
Jackson from the shotgun. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the...
And he will score! Touchdown, Baltimore! Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Switch up, switch up. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Right back to Sanders on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
You can't block me.
Now Jackson back into his end zone. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Let's go. Interception, baby.
So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Extra point try good by Gano. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field, and the yardage just continues to pile up. We're still in the 3rd quarter. He's had a heck of a game.
Keep your calculator handy because these numbers are skyrocketing.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Brissett. It's caught by Funchess. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
On play action, Brissett. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Brissett. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Here's McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a 1st down and more. And he cuts it right side. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Brissett on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Brissett. And Sanders has got it complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Brissett now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Fielded at about the 28. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? There's only one person he can lean on. He's got to lean on that guy right now.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He gets it to Brown, complete. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Tucker with the extra point.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Colts on third down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. First down, Brissett. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Brissett to throw on first. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Brissett. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. The Colts on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Brissett. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Colts first down.
A first down throw for Brissett. Ebron caught left side.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Into the air once more. It's Brissett. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season,
accelerating, and off he goes. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Brissett sets to throw it. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the interception, here's Jackson escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Ravens taking the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 49 yards. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.